Hello? Yo. Um, Hi, I'm Sep. This is... I'm in a Marceau, but we're pretending I'm a BB. This is like my aiming explanation, I guess. Kind of how I aim, just to help some people out, I guess. I'm gonna be talking about, the angles of ships, where to aim for certain scenarios of a ship coming towards you, or going away, or coming straight at you, or turning out, stuff like that. It's obviously going to be like AP focused, so like BBs, Petros, Stalins, things like that that focus on AP damage. This is about maximizing that damage for people because I feel like a lot of people are still aiming in the older way where everything has to be waterline shot to do max damage, which ends up disappointing a lot of people because you hit water or your shells will go high. It's very confusing for a lot of people. They don't really know why that's happening, and I guess I'm here to sort of explain why very simply because I don't know the exact reasons. I don't really know what is wrong with their coding to cause this, but I do know, like, generally how to get around it. So, first thing I'll do is talk about stationary targets or sailing, like when your target is sailing in a perfectly straight line, you don't expect them to turn at all. Um, and how to shoot that. It's very simple. Um, I guess this is important too. Just generally, never shoot at the exact waterline unless you're within 6 kilometers of that target, because you want to maximize the amount of damage you're outputting. And say you're in a Montana, okay? You have 12 shells, they're pretty accurate, and you're at 7 kilometers from this conqueror. Instead of aiming here, where half of your shells will probably dump into the water here, you want to aim slightly higher, like 25% from waterline to the deck line. Like here, and then you maximize more damage into this area and the lower. So you're hitting everywhere, basically. But anyways, sorry, just that disclaimer. Um, Very simple, stationary target. You do normally aim waterline, but like I said, distance a little bit matters because you want to just maximize damage. Um, so straight line, stationary, waterline. You don't have to do anything special, just from where they are to where they're gonna be in a perfectly straight line. So is that like a 92 degrees? Say I'm farther away, right? I would have to aim up slightly, right, as normal to hit that waterline area. And it's the same if he's going away. As long as there is no turning involved, and they are generally going in a straight line. If you're going for the citadel, you just aim completely normal. Now, um, aiming at someone slowing down or speeding up, like from a stop, is very difficult. It's, I guess, probably where the most confusion happens when people are noticing their shells go low or high. So, say this conqueror at this exact angle is starting to move forward. You would think, okay, he's 92 degrees, and keep this in your line of sight too, by the way. Try to keep an eye on navigator here. Say he's at 92 degrees, you would be like, well, he's going slow, right? So you don't have to aim as high up because he's not far away. But it's actually not true because the aim doesn't care. Like there's like an auto aim system, you see it in the circle. It doesn't care about his speed. If that function is happening where he is accelerating, he may as well be full speed in the auto aim system. So instead of going, oh, okay, I can just aim at waterline at this point, and he's accelerating, you'd actually have to still aim it higher. It's very weird. And it's the same, if he's starting to reverse, you aim it at this angle since he's going into you technically, like by a small margin. You would aim it a little bit high as well. Generally, a lot of problems in shooting and hitting things will be in height adjustment. So since he's at very slight, so while if he's going forward, you would aim about at this point, if he's going reverse from the same angle, you'd go a little lower, so it'd be kind of closer to aiming at his exact waterline. And that's about it. Now the harder part, which is where the majority, like the absolute majority of like aiming bugs happen, is when a ship is coming to a complete stop. So say I'm like moving, I'll speed up really quick. I know I'm in a Marceau, so it's a little different, but so when a ship is absolutely coming to a stop and slowly decelerating, and you get to that like quarter speed between stop area, that is when a ton of issues happen. And it's the same going from a reverse, like a very slow reverse, to a forward. It's really weird how that works. But it's, again, like just height. It's very messed up. So if it's a reverse, right? This guy is going from a reverse to a stop. You would think, okay, I just want to aim waterline because he's going so slow. Again, no. At this angle, you would aim higher. Since it's like opposite day almost, where you would normally aim lower, but just deeper in because he's going to a stop, you actually just aim a little higher. Obviously, the lead will be the same no matter what, but you aim just a little bit higher. Now, if he's going forward from this position, or going from a forward position to a stop, lower. Just a little lower. Even though he's facing away, your shells will go higher than they should because of like the speed changes he's making. And it doesn't make sense. Like I said, I don't really know how to explain it perfectly, but I know what helps. So you just aim lower on someone stopping when they're at a like slightly away angle. Now, that's about it. You know, these are like a huge problem for people, so let me get to a different angle. Now, aiming at someone coming towards you and then turning out, and keep in mind like the distance in this room isn't very important. I'm mostly just like close so I can show you where on the boat I can hit, or you want to hit. So, see the navigator here, and how he's past 90 degrees, right? So if he was coming towards me, I forgot to move all the way. The 90 degree mark is the most important thing for when you're shooting at turning ships. You don't necessarily need navigator, but having a good sense of like angles will help a lot. So say he's here, and you're wanting to shoot him in his broadside and citadel him. If he's coming towards you and turning out in like a U shape, right? You want your shells to obviously hit around that 90 degree to 70 degree mark on his side or below his turrets. You would think you have to aim at waterline. Again, simple. If his turn, by the time your shells land, if he's not at 90 degrees, if he's still within that, you want to aim halfway up his ship. No matter what. Like, distance, like very far distances, you will have to compensate more, obviously because lead time and stuff, shell travel speed and all that, but generally, like say, we're pretending I'm a Montana right now, so I have slower shells, he's at like 17 kilometers. He's coming in, he turns out, my shells are probably going to land at the 70 degree mark, from like him coming in like this and making a U shape. You aim halfway up between deckline and waterline, and you will absolutely citadel the shit out of it. Well, assuming you get RNG to citadel. But the shells will generally land in the correct spot. Now, if your shells are going to make it after he hits 90 degrees, the timing of this is a little different, and where to aim. So, let me go. Let me reverse real quick. Okay, so let's get to like 91. Yeah, okay. So, if they're doing this U-shaped turn, right, and you're trying to hit the broadside, but the degree is going to be further away, like the tip of their nose, than coming in by the time the shells hit, instead of aiming midway up, like you would before 90 degrees, you actually aimed at the deck line. And once again, distance matters. If they're really close, you know, within 10, you have to compensate less. So you can actually aim halfway up no matter what, at closer ranges, but, you know, we're going like 16, 14, around there, you know, general distances you're going for these broadside shots on people. You would aim deck line if they're going to be 90 degrees or further, like 93, 95, by the time your shells land. And if you aim deck line, again, it's illogical, but it will citadel them if it was meant to be. Of course, RNG always matters, but you will citadel them. And that's about it for like a ship coming in, when they're coming in and U-shape turning out. What is next? What is next? Sorry, I'm trying to think of like other ways. Oh, okay. Someone turning out. Oh, that kind of I kind of helped you there, but oh, okay. Turning broadside from a kite. So here we go. Let's say this conqueror is kiting exactly straight away, and I'll try to like position in a way to show. Actually, I'll just look at my ship. That'll be easier. Yeah, we'll just look at my ship real quick. Okay, so say I'm the conqueror I'm shooting at, and I am running straight away at an angle within like this kind of margin. Okay, just running straight away. And I decide to turn in and go broadside at a distance to get all my guns off or something, right? This conqueror is going from a kite, a straight kite, to like a broadside turn. Generally, oh my god, I have to zoom so far up. You would think, okay, I have to lower my aim or raise my aim, depending, right? So if their turn is coming, all you do on that person is you go for their waterline when they're making that turn from a kite to this. You go waterline and say you have to lead here full speed to hit them if they were straight lining. If they're making that turn from that to this, you just shorten it, but at the like waterline still. And it's the same with like people that are turning out to a kite. If they're going to be straight ass towards you, by the time your shells hit, all you do, deck line, shorten the lead, or distance it. And that will change where the shells land within the ship to be the most, I guess, impactful damage area. So that's going from like a kite to turning in. Now what else is there? Or I guess turning broadside, kite to turning broadside. It's the same exact way. Like, say this guy is okay, turning in actually. Turning in. It's the same thing. Okay. If a ship is turning in, which is super weird, right? So what I was just explaining, looking at the Marceau, is a ship going from an angle like this, turning this way, and trying to hit the broadside when they're going to be at that turn, right? So they're going like this, you're looking at them, and then you want to hit here, right? You're aiming waterline, you shorten it. It's the same exact thing when someone's going broadside to a turn in. You aim waterline, like actual waterline, slightly above, like I said. Never aim exactly at waterline unless you're super close. And you just shorten the lead. And that will hit them in the citadel area. And if you're trying to hit superstructure in that turn-in, instead of aiming waterline, you just raise it to the halfway mark to hit their superstructure. Because if, like, say their nose is going to be directly at you, you're not able to hit any of their belt or anything to do damage. You just shorten for the turn and raise about halfway up. You never really have to go all the way to deck line when someone's turning in. Your shells will go too high, usually. But yeah, there's that. Now what's pretty weird is the way you have to aim when someone's coming directly at you and directly away from you. And that one is kind of where old aim still holds up. Like, I'll use both boats and we'll pretend mine's an enemy as well. So, this guy's running straight away, right? Actually, let me get it at a little different angle so I can see the tip of his nose. Okay. So he's running straight away, he's pretty far. You don't aim the way you do to hit in the other examples, actually. You, when they're running straight away or coming straight towards you, directly lead for point A to point B. So, say he's coming this way, his nose is going to be here, and I want to hit his superstructure here. You would just aim a little higher, and where he was going to be when he's coming straight at you, or near straight at you. And it's the same when they're going away. If they're going straight away, or like near straight away, like this about angle would be the sharpest you want to do, you just lead completely like you need to predict exactly where they're going to be. Just like old aim used to work. That's about the oldest, and it's the same with like flat broadside. You aim completely predictive where they're going to be, and it's the same when they're going away. If they start turning, of course it's a different story. It depends how deep that turn is going to be. That's when you have to start doing the height adjustments and everything, and going in and go to deck line and all that stuff. I think the more important thing isn't like having an exact example of what to do, but like an idea of why or when these things should be aimed at, I guess. Now let's say a diagonal line. Alright. I didn't even use my ship, it was so useless in that example. But yeah, oh yeah, I remember why I was going to use my ship. Showing the angles for like kiting away, because there is a steeper kiting away zone, I guess, to aim like this. Now what's weird is when someone's coming in a diagonal from you, and the way you have to aim at that. And I'll get to that once I get to that diagonal. So he's coming towards me. He's moving, you know, full speed. So he's turning a little bit here and there just to dodge, but mostly he's staying at the same diagonal. Let's go like here. This is a good spot. So, say, yeah, let's say it's a Yami, actually. We're at like 30 degrees. He's pretty far, but we can try and cheek him. Alright. So, this is where a lot of people mess up too, because they're aiming predictively. They're like, okay, here's his waterline, his cheek is here. That means I would want to aim here, right? No. You aim waterline like always from the tip. When someone's coming towards you, the line, no matter the lead, will always line up here. You know, minus the like bouncing and bobbing, but like I would aim here to hit him here with my shells in the citadel, which doesn't make sense because technically his boat would be lower, but the way the aim works, obviously it brings them here. So yeah, if they're in a diagonal, just waterline, change lead. It's the same thing. If you're going for superstructure, halfway up. It's simple. I think we might have went over that already. I'm like, sorry, I'm like one-shotting this whole thing, just trying to get it. What else is there? That might be it. But yeah. Everything is, except for going directly away from you, or towards you, functioning within this zone of lead and height. And the general idea is just aim higher than you are used to, and you will do more damage, especially on turns and stuff. If they're going away from you that turn, it's higher. If they're coming towards you, it's waterline and then changing the lead in the distance. It's very weird. Obviously you change the lead always, right, depending on the shot, but like the lead in a turn-in is more significant than the height adjustment, which is odd. Unless a ship like Marceau, right, very fast ships kind of ignore these rules sometimes. But generally, most cruisers, BBs, you will smash aiming these ways, and honestly, that's about all I got. If people need more, or like more examples, I'm down to make more, but that should work. GG, I'm Sep. Bye.